longing and reason to live. Gotta say before me the way of salvation. Oh, 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 when I heard this wondrous word, my heart filled with joy, and a precious word that sparked me and showed me the right way. I found my Jesus now, for now I'm set free. Oh, walking the marvelous light, be right away, which I
A very wonderful good evening, my loving, lovable, wonderful friends around the world, all around the world, and I am just humbled and honored to see you all joining me on the 13th of September 2018. It was a very, very sunny day out here in Kerala, especially my place, and I've been all around, almost half around the state today. But I came running back home because I wanted to meet all of you, my loving, lovable, wonderful friends. Good evening to you all and welcome to this special edition for my people in Nagaland. In fact, the place where I was born and brought up, to the extremes of Northeast India, a place called Nagaland. The Virgin Mountains, unexplored, beautiful people, the wonderful, lovable people I miss. I am a Keralite only by blood and brain. My entire heart, my brain, in fact, my mind is in that place that I was born and bred. And with those people who I lived with. And I, in between, come out with programs for my people And I keep all my IDs perfectly, fully public. All my social medias are totally public. And I see that everything that I share about the land I was born and bred is known by the people of the world, especially the people of India, the rest of India, because I know that many of the Indians even do not know where is Nagaland and who are the real Nagas. I really doubt if even the interceptor, Mr. Ravi, knows even 1/100th of what I know about the Nagas and Nagaland. And I tell it proud, and I feel proud to say that I'm a Naga more than I am a Keralite. I'm proud to say that I'm a Naga because I know the people of Nagaland who are innocent, who know only how to love others, who do not in reality know how to hate anyone on this world. They are such lovable people. They are such loving people with their own traditional values, their own cultural way of life, wherein invaded by the Britishers, opened them to the world, but they were still there in the wildernesses, those virgin places, and they lived their life. Why do we, the rest of the world, want to interfere in their living? I don't understand. When the central government, the government of India, has given them a special category state, where the central government has given them almost or a semi-independence status through the section 371A of the Indian Constitution. Why don't we, the rest of the world, leave them alone to live their wonderful cultural life? Why do we want to interfere in their affairs, their state affairs? I am humbled and I am very happy. In fact, I am really proud that I would be the only non-local or a non-Naga who spits fire on the Nagas, but they laugh and hear it, smile and hear it, understand what I tell them to understand. A small percentage of maybe less than 1% might try to, defame me in a way or two, but that's very natural. That's human. There has to be few who sit in their lavish rooms and say that Jolly is saying stupidity. At least, forgive me, the rest of the people who do not know Naga languages, or the dialects as we say, because they are not languages. I might be using Naga languages in between, maybe the Ao language or the Sema or which I am totally fluent in. And of course, I'll be using Nagamese too. But I'll be translating whatever I use to English so that the rest of my friends on the social media understand. And I want you all to know what is Nagaland today and I would take examples of the Nagaland before the 90s or till the late 80s. And I would also quote some of my state Kerala's scenarios when I compare Nagaland in many ways. There are a lot of similarities between the people of Kerala and Nagas, and even the landscape. Today, I would like to come into some points where there was a lot of discussions on the social media, especially the Naga groups, a lot of speculations and a lot of criticisms. Of 2-3 topics. One is that of the DGP, who is forcefully asked to take rest for some time. Rupin Singh, and I would also like to touch, Rupin Sharma. I would also like to touch the blown up Naga Peace Accord, which the government of India and one of the underground leaders played to fool their entire Nagas and Nagas of Nagaland in special. I would also touch a topic where there was a lot of criticism that when the Kerala government and the people of Kerala have been getting lots of funds from all around the place, including Nagaland, but why is the Chief Minister's Relief Fund collection of Nagaland just a mere 2 crores? Before I touch off, let me tell you why the Nagas love me. You know, when you make a black tea, pikacha bana time na. When I used to go to the villages in Nagaland, the grannies in the house, for me, if you see my social media, I have more of female friends. In my personal life also, it is the same. And I love, my way of loving a 5-year-old baby girl and my way of loving a 98-year or a 100-year-old granny has a gradient where all of them love the way I love them. And maybe because of that, I have more of female friends. And whenever I go to the villages and go into a house, any house is like a house to me in villages like Ym.Engr or Barabasti and all this. Chazuba, I was too young. Then Ym.Engr is my Bosti, even Kohima. So I used to ask the granny used to ask me, hey, pikaja khavo. I said, yeah. She used to put a little of tea leaf, a very little of tea leaf, sugar to the taste of mine. She knows it. She mixes it, very tenderly, softly. And then she speaks to me, whispers to me, or something of that sort. A granny of 80 years old, 90 years old. In between, the speaks and all, she looks at the tea and smiles and slowly hands it over to me. That is the tea, the black tea that I have tasted, the most sweetest black tea. You know why? that granny put the same amount of tea leaf that my mama used to put for me. That granny put the same amount of sugar that my mama used to put for me. That granny added something else. As she was mixing the sugar into the tea, she added her love into it. Her love. And that is what gave the tea a different sweet taste that I just loved. So my Nagas, whenever I spit fire on them, they understand that there is a small piece of love that I have that I throw in this fire that I spit on them. And that's why they keep on following me, understanding what I say, and they understand that I am trying to tell them to become better and make that place a paradise again. Many states do have problems with IGs and DIGs and DGPs and all. It's not it's not just one small thing that happened in Nagaland, that the government of Nagaland, the present government of Nagaland, asked the DGP, or I should say the ex-DGP, Rupin Sharma, to go on forced holiday, enjoy himself with his family, and called in another police officer senior to him and an indigenous Naga to Nagaland and asked him to take up the post of the DGP. It's not a big thing. It does happen in many states. Don't think that this does not happen in other states. Let us understand what is happening in other states too. The game of politics is a dirty game. And that's why I personally cannot become a big political player, because I do not know how to play dirty games. Politics is a dirty game and they play it for their own good. Though it differs from state to state, Nagaland has become a state where the political leaders, be it of any party, plays their game with their people. This started way back from the late 80s. It's not today's story. And years of corruption, backdoor appointments, and all this stuff has made today's Naga, in fact, today's Naga do not even trust himself or herself. It is not their fault. It is my generation's fault who were in Nagaland, their parents. Today they are suffering because of my generation, my brothers and sisters, my age, my generation. Those generation below the age of 60 or 65, I should say, down to 45, or I should say till 40. And the situation of Nagaland has become such that the entire political leaders work together to fool the entire people of Nagaland. And the Nagas have forgotten to fight for their justice as they used to do way back in their parents' and grandparents' era. Today's Nagaland has become a Nagaland where you find a lot of posts on the social media in closed groups, you find a lot of notifications sent to several people, politicians, the church sending notifications to individuals, the students union summoning someone this side, calling him as though they are the chief judicial system of the state. You have the UG, different types of UG collecting taxes from the Nagas of Nagaland. And they collect taxes. You know, the tax collectors, they use Bangladeshi, Bengalis and Biharis and UP guys. Where is the patriotism today? I'm not joking. Where is that patriotism you had today? Wherein your UG leaders are using different UGs. Ym.Engr, ABCD, how much? You keep counting. Taxing you, taxing the business people, and fooling you. The government of India has exempted the Nagas from every tax. You don't have any tax. Rupin has been asked to go in for holidays and enjoy with his family because Mr. Y. Pathan knows very well that if Rupin is on the chair, he cannot play around. Rupin will not allow him to play around and would diplomatically, because I know Rupin's personality, would diplomatically say no to most of what Mr. Y. Pathan would ask him. Pathan would ask him to do. Nephew Rio will find it very hard. T.R. Zeliang will have a tough time. But all these things, Rupin Sharma would have done it in the most diplomatical and the most friendly way that the people of Nagaland would understand. That there is another type of governance than the governance they have been seeing for the last 20 plus years. There is a different type of governance that exists if you really need to change. And Rupin Sharma would have shown the people of Nagaland that there is such a governance. I personally know that he has done all the decisions that he have taken in a very friendly manner. Look at the way he increased the travel allowances or TA for the poor constables. He took it up to 1,200 or so for their official visits or official duties for elections or official visits to different states and all, to 1,200. Now he has made it into such a level where Nephew Rio or Pathan cannot decrease it, nor any government decrease it, but have to increase that scenario. Haven't he done good to the common man? Would the corrupt politicians like him to sit on the chair? No, they will not. They will ask him to go for rest. And they will catch up all the rules and regulations which would sustain them to keep Rupin Sharma out of the chair. So don't expect the government of Nagaland to ever call in Rupin Sharma before his official tenure come They played this game with Duncan. I know all this. Don't ask me how do I know all this. See, it's very simple for me to know because my brothers and sisters are there in Nagaland on the biggest chairs in the political level, in the bureaucratic level, in the society, in the Bostis. Maybe one of the wives of any of, don't take it in the negative sense, any of the top political leaders or bureaucrats would have been my girlfriend. Would. Please do not misunderstand me. And I keep maximum value for relationship. So it's very easy for me to know the scenarios in Nagaland. Duncan was not a Nagaland cadre officer. Duncan was asked to, every time Patan tells him, hey, toi Bangali aje, moi toi West Bengal de photai dibo de. Hey, you are a Bengali, you are from West Bengal cadre. I will send you back to your state. Tade jayegi na ki, yede DGP aje, tade jayegi na ADGP bhi na hobo de, IG hobo de. So Duncan, though, natural. Would you like to leave your big chair? No. Duncan will say, I can know. I've been shouting at what Mr. Pillai has done. But let me tell you something. All this happened during Duncan, T.R. Zeliang, Nephew Rio, and Patan. I would not blame actually Mr. Pillai. Mr. Pillai is smart enough because he's a Mallu. He invested his share, which is, I know very well that his share is not even 5%. His share, not even 5%. I know it. He invested that money correctly. And then he pulled in the Naga leaders who made him make money for them and put them into his business. And his business empire grew from the heart of Nagaland, that is Kohima. Whom should you blame for this? Mr. Pillai? No. No way. Mr. Pillai is not the person to be blamed. I was one guy who supported the maximum and asked all my friends on the social media and everywhere, even I called on phone and said, please go and attend the Akaut rally in Dimapur a year or so back. And Mr. KK Sema, who is said to be the lion, roaring lion of Nagaland, blasted out saying that, are you there with with me to pull Mr. Pillai down and grab Mr. Patan and all that stuff into the multi-thousand crore scam? Yes, okay, I am going to pull them all down, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Where did it go? I am just saying this because I want you all to understand that every NGO in Nagaland, the entire NBCC, you go through it. You can spit at me. Don't worry. You can spit at me if I'm wrong. The NBCC, all the NGOs, the Mothers Association, the Students Union. You tell me which one is not corrupt at all? Which one is not playing politics and fooling the people? Tell me one. A church body that has more than 1,500 churches under it. You mean if the church gives an order to 100 and 1,500 churches, with a membership of somewhere around 8 lakh people, you mean a fair election will not happen in Nagaland? If it is done in the right way, instead of playing politics? You mean to say that it is not going to happen? I will not believe that. You mean to say that if the Mothers Association did not turn out to be a glorified business body, and then force the other small tribes or big tribes to go out of the Mothers Association, a Mothers Association who asked SC Jamir to step down from his chair in 1984, do you think they are not powerful enough to do this? If they don't play politics? If the Naga Students Federation had not played politics, do you think that the Naga Students Federation cannot bring up a change in Nagaland like what they did in 1984 when they asked the same SC Jamir to step down, wherein I was in front of the rally? I'm not joking here. You might feel funny. From Science College, I was the cultural secretary to the NSF in 1983-84. A non-local to be a cultural secretary of the Naga Students Union. You know how much a Naga I am. I was standing in front to catch all the non-locals who did not have inner line permits. That included even the personal peon of my father, a government employee. Would you believe? And do you think that if the Nagas become real Nagas, you cannot bring the change? Don't fool me around. Don't start spitting on the social media and say that nothing is going to happen. Who said that if you do something, it is not going to happen? Who said that? Do you think the education department will not change where my parents were working? Do you say that Uncle Kiramwati was not a Naga? Do you say that Uncle Sekhoze was not a Naga, who was also the director of the educational board? I mean, I'm just naming few. Do you think they are not Nagas? Do you think those big time doctors of Nagaland like Uncle, I'm just naming few of those I knew. Uncle Sakre or Uncle Dr. Murray. Do you think these are not Naga doctors? Or do you think that the doctors right at now present are the Nagas are not qualified? I would not say that they are not qualified. I would not say that you are not literate. You are on the 7th position of literacy percentage in the entire India. How do you claim to be illiterate? You are much above 80% literate. So forget about Rupin Sharma coming back to the post, but he will come back to the post when time comes, because the government of Nagaland cannot keep him away, because he is going to refuse. I know. He's going to refuse any deputation. He will sit at home and enjoy with his family, and when time comes, he will come back to as the DGP of Nagaland. He's still young, 53, 52, 53. He'll come back as your DGP, don't worry. Okay, the second part is the Naga Peace Accord. There is nothing in the Naga Peace Accord. Just exactly after 1 week of the Naga Peace Accord signed by Narendra Modi, the showman, and Mr. Ravi and Mr. Moiba. I said that this is to fool the people. No one in the underground, no one in the Nagaland politics, no one knew what is the content of the peace accord. Except Ravi and Moiva, no one else knew. Because the peace accord had nothing in it. Nobody knew. It is just less than half a page. And I brought the entire scenario out before even the Naga media or the other media started coming out after I did. There is nothing. You want me to read it out? I'll read it out. The committee was informed that the contours of the agreement has not been spelled out in the framework agreement. And it affirms that Nagaland has a special category agreement under Article 371A of the Constitution of India, and all the peace talks and agreement would be worked out with the different states who are in the race. Nothing else. दूसरा एक नहीं हो. Section 371A तो Nagaland लगा आसे, they have got that a form kurikin लिखी किना आसे, and framework agreement लगा एक detail नहीं. This is just assigning that Nagaland has section 371A and we will work out for a peace agreement kwa. बुझिशे बाकी एको नहीं दो. There is nothing. Let me ask you something. I have Naga friends from Manipur, okay? Don't misunderstand me. Please. Don't misunderstand me in the negative aspect. Let me be very, very, very clear that I have friends from the Manipur area. Nagas. Very, very close, intimate friends. Very close, intimate friends. My classmates. Like my brothers and sisters, okay? Even now. I have friends in Arunachal, Nagas. Assam though, nai. Nagas, I don't know anyone. But in Arunachal, okay? So don't misunderstand me. You tell me, Nagas of Nagaland, when are you going to understand when? Why can't the UGs tax Manipur, Arunachal, Burma, Assam, at least the areas where the Nagas are, why can't they? As they tax you. Kovina? Kovina answer Divina. You answer to yourself for these questions, okay, I'm putting in. Why can't the underground fractions of Nagas collect taxes in Manipur where all the Nagas stay? Only those areas I'm telling you. Burma, Arunachal, Assam, kile collect na kore. Only Nagas of Nagaland pura kile collect kore bole. Wah. Now tell me something else. No, see, this is not for me. I am trying to make you understand. If, let me tell you, I know it perfectly well. I know it perfectly well. Even just 60 kilometers away in my place, Kottayam Medical College, Nagas outside Nagaland have got admission through the Nagaland quota and they are studying. Now answer me. Why can't they take it from Manipur state? Why can't they take it from from Arunachal state? Why can't they take it from the Burmese government, where the Burmese government has a clear-cut educational tie with the Indian government? Why can't they take it from Assam government? Nay, I am telling you, if you're losing a seat of Nagaland, you're losing a seat for the Nagas inside Nagaland. You answer it to yourself, though you don't have to answer it to me. Kobi, Moiwa was waiting for Isaac to die so that he gets the power in his hands. Mishade. He walked around through Nagaland, went into Visoma, stayed there for 1 month, and went off to Manipur. You know why? He wanted to know the pulse of the Nagas of Nagaland. And he came to know that the Nagas of Nagaland are not in support of him. Moi jane do, Visoma de 1 month thaka do. Jane to ikhan. Na jane na, moi jane. He fooled each and every Naga. Not only the Nagas of Nagaland. Why does he want to come and interfere in the state of Nagaland? Let me ask you something. I already made it very clear that the Nagas outside Nagaland are also my friends. I have very close friends. Why don't they fight with Manipur, Assam, Arunachal to give their land and join it up with Nagaland and make the Nagalim kwa? Na Nagaland la bitode ahi na Nagalim koi thakibo. You can call me anything. Are you trying to divide the Nagas? Are you trying to idu kuribole try kurisa? Are you trying to split venom? You can. I don't care. But answer to the questions that I put to you, to yourself. And then you will get the answer of what I wanted. And then you will get the answer of the change, because the change is you. You. Don't blame anyone. Stop the blame game that you are playing. The day the Nagas stop the blame game that they play, the change will start that day, that moment. And that is why I say nefarious Chief Minister's Relief Fund, the Poisa Kile Ahana, just 2 crores, wherein the Kerala government started getting thousands of crores, even from the Nagas. Why? Because of the misrule for the last 25 years, the cheating of the politicians, the cheating of the underground patriots who use the Bangladeshis to collect tax, the cheating of the different NGOs, cheating of the Apex Student Union, and even give admissions, fraud admissions to their own brothers and sisters, the cheating of the mothers, the society la sabse dangor do na, mothers association going into the jungles and going there and here, and then politics, the cheating of the church, the cheating of everything. The people have come to a level where they don't believe themselves, so they start blaming even in their own house. Bhai ke blame karibo, kokai ke blame karibo, boini ke blame karibo kwa. Na পইচা যত নালাগে ছোট একটা দোকান থাকিলে এই ভাই আহিবি তো ইয়াতে পান দোকান কৰিবি মইকে 10 টাকা ইভিনিং দে দি থাকিবি দে am I saying that it's wrong 10 টাকা দি থাকিবি দে ইভিনিং দে তই হে দোকান তো তই হে চলাবি মই তো চলাবলে মন নাই কাম নাই এ পান দোকান কোন চলাব শৰম বি নাই আৰু ডাঙৰ দোকান চলাবলে দছি I am spending 50 lakhs. Day after tomorrow, I need 65 lakhs. That is business. 10 years, 15 years, ene bhai 20 paise, 30 paise loigina 100,000 crores to moi na kamabo. Moi kali paisa lage. Right? Whom are you blaming? Blaming me on local. Blaming Mr. Pillai who took your money. Shorom nai kobole. Nijor la kitchen clean koribo napari kine ki manu la ki blame kori aje. Nijor la clean koribi na first. Try it out. Nephew Rio did not get any money because the entire Nagas know that if you put money into the Chief Minister's Relief Fund, itu loigina tai bi khai lobo to. Tai ekla na divide kori kina khabo goa. Na jabo to na. So with this, my dear loving, lovable Nagas and my sweet, loving friends all around the world, let me wind up this long, a little boring video. I wanted my Nagas to understand and start the change in yourself, because stop the blame game tonight. There are people like me who love you. That's why we spit at you. If I don't love you, I would say, jabo divi, kam nai. Ko tebi jagi na muribo divi na. Na. Wala noy. Ito wala. Let's all work for tomorrow's good, at least for your grandchildren. Let's stop the blame game and come onto the streets. I'll be there with you. And people like me will be there with you, including Rupin Sharma. I'm telling you. It's not that he told me anything, but I'll tell you, like people like Rupin Sharma and me and all, I'm just a small man. We'll be behind you, giving you the pressure and power to go ahead for the change and become a wonderful state. Answer the questions that I put in to yourself and start the change. Love you all. Have a wonderful dream of tomorrow. Have a beautiful sleep. Get up in the morning fresh. Let's start a new world of Nagaland. Love you all and good night, sweet dreams.